I kind of stopped playing video games back when I was in high school because I was interested in a whole bunch of other things, but I'm actually really surprised that this character is still around today. What is going on, Dry2 crew? Ramny here with a brand new drawing tutorial for you guys, and today we are going to draw Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil video game franchise. Here we go. Before we begin, be sure to read the description of this video. Down there, you'll find a list of my drawing tools, some tips to succeed in your drawing, and a link to a free coloring page based on this video tutorial. And of course, you guys, having said all of that, grab your drawing tools and let's draw Jill Valentine. Alright, you guys, let's go ahead and get started with our Jill Valentine tutorial. I've got my paper in portrait mode for this. We're going to be drawing her mid-thigh, so let's go ahead and get started. We do have a lot to do. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a small circle at the top and the center. And that's going to be for her head. And I'm going to draw it this small because she is going to be relatively, well, we're drawing a lot of the body, so that's good right there. Okay, and then from there, two lines going down the sides, narrowing as you go down, and then the jawline, and then the chin, the pointy chin. Usually if you draw females, you tend to draw pointier chins, and then more squared off chins for males. Okay, I'm going a little bit fast this time, but do feel free to pause the video if you guys need, some time to just catch up and stuff. So we all do work at our own pace, and I do try to make these tutorials as quick as I can. Okay, there you go. So now I'm going to draw the neck. The neck goes down here and here. Now I'm not going to draw it fat or thick, and I'm not going to draw it skinny either. It's going to be about medium. Now the thing with her is we're going to add a little bit more volume by adding hair at the top. So make sure you do leave some room at the top for that. So, I'm just going to kind of figure out how the neck or how the hair is going to go around her. The reference photo for this is at the bottom in the description. Make sure you check that out. Okay, so kind of just a rough idea of the size of the head so that, when you draw the neck and the body, you're not overly making it too huge or anything like that. Okay, so there's that, and that's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw kind of like a rounded little rounded shoulder at the top. And then here, imagine this kind of going diagonal, going down this way. And this is where we're going to have the other shoulder. Okay, so there's kind of just the beginning part of our torso there. Okay, so now I'm kind of just going to draw a little bit of a curve like this. You see how it sort of goes, it slants this way, kind of just freely drawing it and drawing it lightly. Okay, I'm going to find a spot right here. I'm going to do the same thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to find an appropriately sized torso for the head. Okay, so this time you want to take a look at your head, and you kind of want to get a good idea of how a torso should be in comparison to the head. Again, take a look at the reference photo that I have down in the description so you guys get an idea. Okay, so here's the chest, and then here's the torso right there. So what I'm kind of doing is kind of just figuring out, okay, so there's the torso right there, here's the chest. The chest is gonna kind of go this way, kind of parallel to the shoulder line, the collarbone line right there. Okay, and the armpit is going to be right around here. So the chest, you want that torso to go like this, sort of right around here. And then you kind of want to figure out the center. So the center of the chest is going to go like that, and then down this way. Okay, so there's the basic, kind of like the basic chest proportions, and take a step back and look to see, did I draw it too big, too small, or anything like that. Okay, so this point right here is kind of like the curve of the back, and this is where it gets narrow and then it starts to get wider. Okay, so you guys can see that she's got a little bit of attitude to her pose with her shoulder, her right shoulder up. We're going to draw her arms a little bit later, but we do want to, give some room right around here. This is kind of where we want the hands to be, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge on its own. So we're going to kind of just draw it like this, a little bit squared, like so. Okay, now we're going to draw the hips. So this is where it gets narrow, and then you want the hips to go wide. But with the hips, you want this hip to kind of be more curved and this one a little bit flatter. Okay, there you go. And her shirt, or her, she does have a holster for her gun and like her radio equipment and all that stuff. And it sort of goes like this, kind of diagonal, lower on this side, and it goes up as you go to the right. Okay, right around here is where the crotch is going to be. So I'm just going to draw kind of a V shape coming from there. Okay, and then let's draw the thigh going forward, and then the thigh going in. So the thigh, make sure that the thighs are kind of, you have one over the other, so that clearly this one is in front and this one in the back. But you want to make sure when you draw them that they're kind of still appropriately sized compared to each other and compared to the torso. So I'm kind of seeing that my thighs might be a little too skinny. So what I'm doing is I'm just reshaping things a little bit. And I think that's a more appropriate size for a thigh right there. And I'm going to cut it off right around here. I'm not going to go any further than that. Okay, and then this one is just going to go like so. Okay, so there we have it. Now we got to figure out the hands. The hands are going to go right here. This is where it is. Okay, and then we're going to kind of just draw this line, this guideline that goes like this, right around here, just below the chest area here. That's where we want the elbow. So think of the triceps, elbow, forearm, like that. Okay. So now I'm kind of just shaping out the arm. There you go. You will cover up a little bit of the chest, and that's fine. There you are. Okay. So that's good. Now, one way to indicate if you've drawn your torso too long is if you look at your arm, your hand, and the hand looks like really long. So at that point, maybe, if you still can, you might want to shorten your torso so that you can shorten the length of the arms. Okay. So now let's go over here. This one is going to be the elbow, forearm that goes this way, and then the rest of the arm goes. Make sure you get the shoulder muscle. So you see how there's a bit of a curve like this, and then you go like that. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a line going across like this over here at the top, kind of where I want that finger to go. So there's a finger right there. And then the gun, I'm just going to draw a rectangle just above that finger, kind of pointing downwards like this. Okay. Now this forearm right here, the fingers are going to show up right here. So I'm just going to roughly draw 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, kind of just cradling the other hand like so. Okay, so I think that's good. Zooming out a little bit, I did draw her a little bit too tall. Maybe I should have brought it down a little bit. That's okay. Not a big deal. Okay, so there's the initial drawings. Those are our shapes. Now I'm going to cut to a commercial, grab a new pencil, zoom in on the face, and let's get down to the details. Hey guys, this video right here is brought to you by these awesome Patreon patrons. If you are interested in knowing more about how to support this channel through Patreon, check out the link down below, patreon.com/drawit2 for more details. Anyway, let's cut to commercial and then let's get back to business. All right, so here we go. I've zoomed in on Jill's face. Now I'm going to do kind of like a generic face here. So it's not going to exactly look just like the face that we have in the game. This is of course from the game that was just released. Okay, so what I'm going to try to figure out first is where to put the face. So I'm going to draw a line going down like this. Kind of gives you an idea where to put the nose, because usually I like to put my nose, if they're looking straight on, I like to put the nose where the this part is, like where the circle, the bottom of the circle is. That's where I put my nose. Okay, so Draw the sides. This is where it's kind of critical that you try to draw as best as you can. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then I'm going to draw the eyes. Eye line right around here. Lips below. Now the lips are going to be a bit of a frown, so I'm going to draw this curve and goes down. Okay, so draw the upper lip first, and then I tend to draw the lower lip a little bit thicker than the upper lip. Curve. And then the chin line like this. Okay. I like to draw a little curve right there to kind of show the tip of the nose. Sometimes I mess it up though. This is one of those things, like drawing the nose for me is a challenging one to do live, because it really does, like personally, it takes me a really long time to try to get the shape of the nose right, because you're not drawing lines. Your nose really doesn't have any lines. They're shadows, you know, you're kind of recreating shadows using lines. So that's what's difficult about drawing the nose. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the eyes. Again, I'm not trying to make it look like the game model. I'm just going to try to draw a generic looking character. Okay. Once you got to make sure that your eyes are about the right size, they're proportional. Okay, once you do that, draw the pupils inside. A little bit tough if you don't have a sharp pencil. Okay, and then I'm going to draw another circle within there. That's already pretty challenging. Okay, and then once I figure that out and everything looks good, what I usually like to do is I give a little bit of eyeshadow. There you go. Okay. Lines under and over the eye. And then the eyebrows. You got to make sure that you get your eyebrows correct. I usually like to turn my paper when I try to draw delicate things symmetrically. Close enough, I think, right there. Okay, so we've got the face. Now we're going to draw the haircut. And she's got a very cool, stylized, short, kind of messy haircut that sort of covers this side of her face, so you don't see this part of her face. And it helps to kind of conceal the roundness of the face that we had earlier. Okay, she's got a part right here, and you want to draw her forehead. Don't make her forehead too big. Like there. Okay. And then part of the hair covers that part there. And there you go. Okay, let's draw a little bit of a chin, or sorry, cheek. There you go. Honestly, it looks more like Black Widow, but like comic Black Widow. Okay, so let's draw the ear. The ear goes like this, and it goes like that. Let's draw the curve inside the ear, and then all the ear little curves. Okay, so there's that, and then you see a little bit of her hair sort of go behind the ear, and then a little bit of the hair starting at this part sort of goes outside, goes this way. And then here, she's kind of got some messy hair. I'm going to try to keep it as organized as I can. So here's me just shaping out the side of the hair there, like so. And then trying to figure out the part. Now this one, you see the roots over here, and then over here it just sort of starts lying down. Okay, and then here you got hair that sort of goes like this. But as you go further out, it starts to get a little messier. And then here at the bottom, they're not quite smooth, so you want to add this like that to it. I added more volume than what's in the reference photo, and that's okay. It's a little bit more cartoony the way that we're drawing her. Okay, there you go. And then just continue on with the curve, and I think we're good. Now you want to make her look young, okay? And by not adding too many lines on the face, that's how you make people, characters look young. So avoid, adding any more wrinkles or any more lines on the face. I think that's good enough. Okay, so now I'm going to zoom out and move on to other parts. We're going to figure out where her, what do you call it? It's going to be her straps and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start with this strap right here. Let me bring that down. So she's got a gun holster that goes over the shoulder. Like so. Okay, it tucks underneath and it ends up, so imagine these two sort of following down here, and it ends up with a gun holster, which I'm just going to draw a rectangle, a little bit of a hole at the top, maybe a hole at the bottom, and then a bit of a strap that looks like this on the side. Okay, so let's just say that's the gun holster right there. Okay. And then she's also got the same thing on the other side. So let's fix up her this side now. Okay, so there's an appropriately sized neck right there. You want this strap to sort of make a V from the armpit area going upwards. And then here there's some sort of I don't know if it's a GoPro or a light, LED light, but I'm going to draw this rectangular prism. Kind of looks like a GoPro, and it's going to be connected to this strap right here. And I'm just going to connect it using like one of those things, like a loop. There you go. So there's a light or something. I honestly have not played Resident Evil since I was a teenager, so don't even know what the remake is all about. Okay, so there's that. Now she's got like 2 layers on the on her shirt. So let's draw the inner layer first. So it's going to start right here. It goes diagonal, like follow along this. Make sure that it's parallel. It goes up like so. Okay, so now I'm going to erase this chest area and give it a little bit more. Make it look a little better. I'm going to draw the clavicle or the collarbone. Not the bone itself, mind you. You'll feel it. You know what I mean? Okay, and then you got the lines that go from the collarbone to the neck. Sort of does that. And then here we've got a necklace. Okay, so I'm going to start with a rectangle down here. That's going to be the what you call it of the necklace. The dangly, yeah, what's the word for it? Anyway, so there's that. It'll come to me later, and then it goes upwards like this. Pendant, that's the word. And then it goes out like this. So there's the necklace part. Okay, now we're going to draw, you see this line that we drew here initially? We're going to draw the, what do you call it? The opening of the topmost layer. Okay, I'm going to draw 2 lines like this, and then this makes a Y. It goes outward like this, and then like that. That does that. So I'm going to connect these, and I'm going to double up on this line, and then I'm going to draw 2 buttons here and here. Okay, and then this goes like this. I'm going to create a rectangle like so with another button right here. Then this goes up to the top. Okay, and then on this side we're going to draw these 2 layers, and they make their way to the back like so. 2 lines. There you go. So I'm just going to adjust this. There we go. I'm going to add another line to this undershirt here, and I think just to make it different than the top layer, I'm going to draw striped lines going down like so. Okay, so there's our, well, you see a little bit of the undershirt peeking from underneath this strap right here as well. Okay, so there you go. There's the torso part. Let's go over here and let's cover up this little elbow right here with like an elbow pad. It just basically looks like a pad over the arm, like this. Okay, as you go down, you'll notice that there's these curved parts. This right here, you kind of want to give the illusion of fabric that's folding. So what we're going to do is we're going to just draw some faint lines going and along the side. You see the fabric kind of folding like this. I don't know if you guys can see, I made zigzags and then lines coming out. You don't have to go crazy with it, just to indicate that, you know, it is padded. Okay. Okay, so now I'm actually going to draw some lines like this just to indicate that there is a bit of a curve there, or you know, the chest is there. So I'm going to draw those guidelines. Okay, now let's move on. Let's move on to down here where we're going to draw the strap. Right here, of course, is going to be the belt loop. I'm going to grab myself another pencil. Not the belt loop, the let's just call it a strap. Okay, so it goes diagonal. Okay, so right here there's kind of like a radio or something like that. I'm going to draw it like a rectangle, a 3D rectangle, which is a rectangular prism. Okay, so start off with that. And then over here you've got a pouch. Kind of looks like a smaller version, a little bit more square. And then I'm going to draw the pouch opening like so. Okay, double up on that and then make it look like a pouch. Okay, right here it looks like there's the buckle. So I'm going to draw trapezoid at the top, trapezoid at the bottom. It's not quite the same, but I'm going to draw two lines like that. Okay, and then I'm going to draw another 1, 2 lines until I reach underneath the hand. There you go. Let's go back to this right here. I'm going to draw a line going across. And it looks like there are some buttons here, so I'm just going to draw little squares. Little reader or something like that. Bit of an antenna over here. There you go. Nothing too big, just simple. I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 lines right here as well, just to give it a little bit more, just to give it some details. Okay, so there's the shirt that goes down, and the shirt kind of just tucks in. The strap goes around and goes over the hand, over this arm. And it goes around the torso. Okay, and then here in the back, more holsters or pouches or something like that. I'm just going to add it like so. There you go. Okay, we haven't drawn the bottom of the shirt yet, so here it is. It just goes like that. And then we're down to the crotch area. She is wearing, I don't know, it looks like jeans to me, like gray pants, so, or bluish pants. So there's the what do you call it, the side, the stitching on the pants. I'm going to call them jeans. There's the stitching right there. Of course, in the crotch area, you've got some folding happening with the fabric. And then you've got the parts of the jeans that look like that. You know exactly what I mean, right? Where the zipper is. Okay, there you go. I'm going to simplify the the gun holster that's over here. It looks really complicated, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to not even complete it, but it's just going to be a rectangle like this, and then another rectangle like so. Let me just erase that so you guys can see what I mean. And then this curves up. This is going to be a little flap. Okay, and then there's the opening, so you can open it like that. There you go. Okay, this holster or whatever this is going to connect to the belt area. So I'm just going to draw lines going upwards to show that they're connected. I'm going to draw another one over here just to make it look like she is packing a lot of equipment. She's walking around really casually too. And then this just goes from here to the other side. 2 straps. The other strap is going to be over here. It's going to be cut off. Okay, and then slightly bigger square in the middle. Another square inside. And then just, there you go. And then you do the same thing over here. There you have it. Okay, now this one is doesn't really have any details or anything like that, so we're going to leave that as is. I'm just going to add a little bit of like wrinkles in the jeans. There you go. So that's the easy part. The hard part is drawing the fingers. So let's zoom in on the fingers and let's get to work. I'm going to simplify this. Okay, it's not going to be super hard. But you want to make sure that you have all of these elements kind of in place already so that you guys know what to do. Okay, so here's our finger, our initial finger. That's going to be hopefully a good length for a finger, right? So she's going to have fingerless gloves. And the way that you hold a gun is you kind of have it like a fist underneath. So there's going to be a fist underneath here, except for that one finger going outwards. Okay, here's the trigger cover. It just goes like so. And then with the gun, we're just going to simplify the design of the gun here. Okay, just draw a line going across down here at the bottom. The trigger, of course, is going to be covered by the finger. Draw a fingernail. Okay, rectangle at the top. And a line going across. And a little bit of the barrel sticking out like so, and then that's it. Okay, if this gun has a specific name, I apologize because I don't know it. Okay, and then before we even actually let's draw the glove first. So let's figure out where the wrist is. So wrist is going to be over here. There's a strap going over the wrist like so. Okay, from the wrist, we're going to draw the finger, the thumb going to the other side of the gun, so it just goes out like that to the other side. Okay, now here's pinky, ring finger, middle finger, and index. I'm going to draw the glove sort of wrapping around the fingers here at the bottom. Okay, and there you go. And then just a little bit of padding in the back of the fingerless glove there. And I think that's it. We're going to leave it like that, actually. A lot easier than I thought. Okay, so there you go. Is there anything else? I think we've pretty much covered all of it. We simplified it, of course. But all in all, let's zoom out. Here you go. So you guys, that is it right there. This is Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil franchise. She's been around since the very first game. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'll catch you next time. Take care. And you guys, that is all the time that we have for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in all the way to the very end. I appreciate that a lot. If you guys are proud of your drawings, I would love to see them. So head on over to Instagram, tag me at draw2 so I can see your masterpieces. If you guys are ever curious about the tools that I use for drawing or the equipment that I use to make these videos, I have links in the description of this video, so make sure you guys check that out. If you are feeling extra generous, I have links down in the description as well for different ways that you can show your support on this channel. I already mentioned Patreon, but there are other ways as well, so be sure to check those out, links in the description. Your contributions go a long way in ensuring that I can continue making videos just like this for you guys to enjoy free of charge. Again, if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video right here, comment down below, and share this with your friends in your social media. And speaking of social media, don't forget you guys can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course on my website, draw2.com, where you can find a free coloring page based on the tutorial drawing that is found in this video. Again, you guys, all of the links to those are found in the description of this video, so be sure to check that out. Finally, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, stay tuned for more so you can learn to draw it too. I'll see you guys next time.